And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say.
Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to Cornflakes Tarot. My name is Corey, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a side quick announcement, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what stars are trying to say to you. Also, if interested, individual reads are back up and open. Either message or email me directly. Link is on main, and we'll set it up, okay? So, Taurus, what are we looking at this round of reads? This is going to be your career read for the month of June. Career, I define it as, our labor, our efforts, partnerships, contracts, things of that nature. They not only bring you monetary coin, but also what we give of ourselves, we hope to get back in return and in different ways, right? So as a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even if it gets difficult, understand I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you or mislead you. Trust me, I got 12 signs to go through and none of the time to lie to any of them. Instead, we lay our cards out across the board. And good or bad, come rain or sunshine, we talk about it because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. So follow along with me in your read today, Taurus, your career read. And yeah, let's see what the cards say. We're going to look at a past, present, future orientation just to make things easy. So starting with your past, show us the cards we need to see, please, for Taurus in this read. What about past orientation for Taurus in this career read? Okay. The notion of being stuck or powerless is swords. I'm going to need to see more than that because there's an implied answer that we weren't looking at that, I'm going to have to drag out here. Queen of Swords. Yeah. that kind of trumps that Eight of Swords. And why so? Ace of Pentacles. Well, things in our life are pointing to a dead obvious fact, right? So let's start with that Eight of Swords before we go down to that Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Swords is always characterized by an open air cage of swords. Here, the blades are scissors trying to cut a ribbon. And somebody oftentimes trapped in the middle. Not in this depiction, though. The reason being is because can they climb out? Yes. Might they get cut or hurt on the way out? Also, yes. And putting those two answers together, Taurus, it spells out the idea of, I can try to create X number of reasons, but the truth is that obvious. And with that Queen of Swords coming out afterwards, we know the truth. New opportunity, that Ace of Pentacles, lies elsewhere. Things in our life are pushing us away from our current circumstance because that's how it's supposed to go. Is it comfortable? No. But is it probably designed in our best interest? Probably. And so what we're trying to juggle right now is, well, I can make it work. Yeah, we just gotta, versus, okay, the more we try to lie to ourselves around that issue, the more the truth comes out. A new opportunity awaits us, but we gotta stop pretending that things are just happening without any of our input or without our own accord. What do we have to be held accountable to for ourselves to put ourselves in a better position to make things happen? Okay. Next, in the present orientation, show us the cards we need to see, please. In the present orientation for Taurus in this read. Cards we need to see, please, for Taurus in this read today. Nine of Cups. There we go. And why are we following our own pathway of fulfillment? Two of Swords. Okay, confusion. In what way? Nine of Swords. Do it anyways, even if you're scared. I like that. So why am I saying that, Taurus? The Nine of Cups popping out first. I don't know if you can see it because of, the reflection of the cards, where the light is. But the Nine of Cups, my own fulfillment, the only person who makes my own wishes come true is me. I can't rely on outside resources. I got to play a more active role in the things I'm trying to create and do, right? This then moves towards the Two of Swords. Okay, I may not know how to get there right now. That is okay. I do it anyways. That Knight of Swords. It's like one of my favorite cartoon characters, Courage the Cowardly Dog. So many memes are being posted about him right now, but does he always have the answer? No. Does he do it scared even when things are falling apart around him? Absolutely. Because it's not going to do him any good just to sit around and wish that things were better unless he tries to make it better for himself, right? And so you're in that state right now, whereas before it was like, all these opportunities, yeah, I mean, maybe, could they? Sure, but I'll just, I'll play it safe, I'll play it cool. And something inside of you was screaming, no, you need to put yourself out there. There's a new opportunity, a whole bunch of stuff out there waiting for you, but you're not going to go get it right now. Now in your present, okay, well, maybe there's a reality that I don't have all the answers, but with what I can do, I'm going to do, right? That is a complete attitudinal shift because, hey, is it all neat, even, and packaged with a bow? Absolutely not. But the only way we're going to solve some of these issues is if we do it ourselves. That Nine of Swords made a decision and moved very fast on it. Okay? So in the future orientation, show us the cards we need to see, please. The Taurus in this reading. What happens in the future orientation for Taurus in this read today? I like this. Lovers, the card Gemini. Why so? Why so? Three of Cups. We meet the right people and make it happen. And the Ten of Swords. Okay, cool. Underneath it all, we have the Page of Swords. It's about learning and observing right now. So, the good part, before we get to that Ten of Swords, because Ten of Swords ain't always the prettiest, but you'll understand why. In the future, we are going to head on a career path that what we choose chooses us back every day, right? The Lovers in a career read isn't necessarily meaning, falling in love with a coworker, although sometimes it does happen, but I would have to see a lot more signs beyond what I'm seeing right now. That's not what's going on in your read today, Taurus. The Lovers here know when I was brave enough to pursue what I wanted to do, a whole new list of opportunities opened up for me, right? Not simply believing in myself, but no, me taking this action, whatever I'm doing right now, opens up so many doors that I once said I could just let that pass me by. No, we ain't letting none pass me by, right? We're sticking to what we want to do, and so many things open up for us because of that. Next to that Three of Cups. Reunion or meeting the right people in the right places that can make that happen, right? I don't know who you're connecting to. Could be friend, family, confidant. Either way, it's opening up just more and more doors for you, which means you're in the right space. That Ten of Swords, okay, some other things have to come to an end as well, right? And that's not necessarily a terrible thing because it's the understanding that if we always sit in the state of possibility, but we don't do anything with it, then we're not actually pursuing what we want to do, right? The Ten of Swords, we can't do everything, but with the life that we're making and the life we want to live, we're getting it right. And that's what I'm seeing for you right now, okay? Next, let's look at the in-between spaces. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Cards of connection between the time-based orientations for Taurus in this read. What is happening between the past and present, or the what was and the what is? Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Okay, there we go. And so between the past and the present, we have the Nine of Cups coming out. Okay, I could stay powerless in that Page of Swords, or I could ask myself, what do I really want to do for and by me? Next, the Tower. Ooh, a sudden realization comes in. I don't know what event happens, Taurus, but it's like a breakthrough moment where strength, card of Leo. Yeah. You are going to have to find the compassion and courage within yourself to make some decisions, right? It's like, it's a wave of inconvenience. And it's just going to make you say, okay, I could play the passive role again and twiddle my thumbs, or I could say, really stomp my feet on the ground and say, this is what I want. This is what we're doing, not budging, right? All those things are possibilities right now. Makes sense. I do applaud you for that, because we are still making decisions, and that's what I like here. What that looks like for you is not entirely clear, but whatever the situation is, it really made you, quote unquote, collect yourself, and say, look, it ain't changing it if I just twiddle my thumbs. What we got to do. Big attitude shift. Okay. Next, between the present and future, show us the cards we need to see, please, for Taurus in this reading. Between the what is and the what if. Ooh. That's great. The cards we need to see, please, for Taurus in this reading. Between the what is and the what if. Hermit, card of Virgo. And once we do it scared, we still go through with it. That's where the healing starts to take place, right? We start to trust our wisdom. We start to say, actually, I had it in me the whole time. I can do this. King of Wands, we take all opportunities that are presented to us and do the best with what we can. The Sun, the happiest we ever been. Is it perfect? No, but is it still a great feeling and an experience? Absolutely. Underneath it all, the Nine of Wands. As we learn more and we observe more, try to gain more experience with that Page of Swords, the Nine of Wands opens themselves up and saying, okay, we actually have a lot more freedom than we gave ourselves credit for. What are we missing out on? We can't just sit still here forever. Okay? Resolution. As we move towards resolution, define the major arcana strewn across the table for Taurus in their career read. We will look first at the Lovers. Okay, fair enough. Define here the Lovers. What we choose chooses us back. How and why so? Show us cards we need to see, please, and we push forward in this reading for Taurus. King of Pentacles. Yeah. The investment, the risk, the everything that we took will always be worth it in the end. Did it seem like that in the moment? Absolutely not. But I'm looking at somebody who in their present, they ain't got time for worry. They just got time for doing. I'll worry about it after I've gone through it. If I can't do it, oh well, I tried. If I can't do it, I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. But I can't sit here in all this potential energy of what if anymore. That's not helping. Okay. Next to the Tower, Page of Cups. Ooh, okay. So yeah, this is a major nuisance more than anything, this Tower event that happens. It makes you appreciative of the little things. I don't know what that means for you, Taurus, but it's like either monetary or material in some way, shape, or form. It makes you very appreciative for what you got. And I think that's also pushing you towards, what you can become. To the Strength. Six of Pentacles. I have it within me every day to make a good and positive change. No backtracking, no pretending I don't know anymore. Let's live and live right. Next to the Hermit, Ten of Wands, the burden that we sit with. And being that that's underneath the Hermit, I'm just going to take a wild guess and say, okay, these things become overwhelming when I don't do anything. But when I trust my wisdom, I can chop down a tree of any given size. Okay? And to the Sun, the Empress, the best of who I can become now comes out. Underneath the Sun, the happiest that I can be. Great. And the Crossing pattern. Okay? So in regards to poverty and lack, what are we looking at? The only way that we can change it is if we try. The Page of Pentacles, we got to do something. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be something. Okay, and in resolution, the Devil, card of Capricorn, what's speaking to the worst of our own tendencies, the Queen of Swords. We know how to fight back and address it. No more helplessness. We got choices to make underneath it all. Ten of Pentacles, the foundation of the life that we wish to build. All here and now. Tomorrow is starting now. What I see in your read today, Taurus, we went from a state of inaction towards kind of a crashing event. Something just comes into our life and it makes us reevaluate a lot of things and say, hey, life is meant to be lived. I gotta go out there and do the thing. And so in the future, when we start taking these risks, when we start to really put ourselves in the gear and do what we want to, things play out much better for us. We realize we had the tools all along, but we need to challenge ourselves instead of just saying, oh, maybe it'll happen. I'll just wait one more day. Tomorrow is starting now. Long story short, because again, you're in a state of observation and really expanding your beliefs on what could be, not just accepting what is anymore. That's all I got in your read today, Taurus. I hope this conversation helped. And if we're going to get to where we want to be, then do it scared and do it anyway. I'll see you around, okay? Take care.